Sharon, you saw, and this was Father Stu.
Yes.
So tell us about Father Stu.
Father Stu is a biopic based on a real gentleman. It's someone I'd never heard of before. His name is Stuart Long, and this is a gentleman I believe it's sort of like late 60s, early 70s. It's set. He was an amateur boxer who then decided when his boxing career ended that he was going to move to California to become an actor. And he was working in a supermarket, and then he saw this beautiful young woman. And in pursuit of her, he found out that she was a member of the local Catholic church, and that in order to sort of ingratiate himself with this woman, he decided to start going to this church. And the film progresses, and basically he has a life crisis, this traumatic event, and instead of just sort of playing lip service to the church in order to get closer to this lady he fancies, he actually has this sort of epiphany and decides that at the age of sort of 40 something, a man who's never sort of basically had a regular job, or he'd been in and out of trouble, he was a drinker, he had all sorts of myriad problems, he decides he's actually going to become a Catholic priest. And then other events happen, and there's all sorts of crises in his life, but ultimately basically he does become a Catholic priest, and to the amazement of everyone who'd ever known him, basically. And he then becomes this enormously popular parish priest for the rest of his life. And so that's it in a nutshell. It's a very simple biopic where you follow him through this journey from boxer to clergy. And he is played by Mark Wahlberg.
Yep.
And his sort of dysfunctional, estranged father is played by Mel Gibson. And there are various other actors who sort of feature in his life. I can't remember the name of his mother, the actors who played his mother, but again, someone you certainly know her when you saw her. But her name has escaped me momentarily.
Oh, Jackie Weaver, is it?
Jackie Weaver.
It is Jackie Weaver.
Yeah, it's a Jackie Weaver. It is Jackie Weaver.
All right, cool. Yeah, because
not the counsellor Jackie Weaver, but the actress.
Yeah, she has previous playing his mum, I think.
Yes, because I know Mel Gibson has played Mark Wahlberg's dad before.
Daddy's Home. Yeah, Daddy's Home too.
Daddy's Home. Yeah. So he has a look about him, and you can see how it goes. So yes, it's basically a biopic. I mean, I think if I'd been, I don't know if he was enormous. There must have been a book about him. I must have something about him, but because I couldn't really see the point of the film, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because I thought, in terms of like biopics go, it was all right. but I couldn't understand why it was at the cinema. You know how you're watching it thinking,
yeah,
it's like I was expecting something to be. I was expecting something more. I mean, it's like this. I mean, I've read Christian biographies like this, but I thought I've never expected to see them on film, because I was watching it thinking, who exactly is this film for? Because it's a bit too sweary for, you're sort of the Christian audience, and I thought it's very Catholic, so is it for Catholic people to watch? So I thought it was all right, but I was a little bit puzzled by it, really. I was just a little bit left. It was 2 hours long. It's far too long. I mean, it needs to be at least half an hour or 45 minutes shorter. And
for me, I was going to say I couldn't see Mark Wahlberg in the role, and when I watched the trailer, it just didn't interest me.
I mean, to find it, because I hadn't seen the trailer. I just saw what was on, and there was two things I hadn't seen. I hadn't seen Firestarter, and I hadn't seen Father Stu. And I was gonna go see it with a friend, and she didn't want to see Father Stu. I said, "Well, I'll go see that, then we'll see Firestarter together." So I literally just watched it without having known anything about it. But yeah, it just left me really quite puzzled, because I just thought, why is this at the cinema? Why is this not on the God channel with the swear word bleeped out? Because it left me a little bit cold, I have to say. Because I normally all sort of films of Christian, epiphanies and conversion stories. I'm like, But I just struggled really to get it, because I thought it is just a straightforward biography of I wasn't very nice, I was a little bit, a little bit bad boy. Now I'm a priest, and I'm not that anymore. Um,
Ta-da!
I'm now this great, and everyone loves me. I thought, am I missing something? So I was a bit puzzled by it. I left me a little bit cold when I thought it probably wouldn't do. I didn't feel particularly moved by it. I have no desire really to find out more about him because it didn't even intrigue me enough to go, I'll find out who this man really was.
Yeah.
No. So I would basically give it a 2 and say, yeah, it was all right. But it left me a bit, it was like, it's okay. But nothing special.
So that's a 2 for Father Stu. Okay. Ooh, look at that. A 2 for Father Stu. But it's